Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We've got something absolutely mind-bending to dive into today. We're going to unpack a highly detailed, wildly ambitious blueprint for a hypothetical power source that, honestly, completely flips our modern understanding of energy right on its head. Imagine a power source that doesn't just outlast the device it's powering, but outlives the actual vehicle itself. Today, we're digging deep into the design documents for the SGB vibrational crystal cell, an invention proposed by Luis Manuel Ortiz y Nostraza.
So the whole thing kicks off with one massive, fundamental question. What if a battery literally never died? We aren't just talking about a really long-lasting battery here. We're talking about a perpetual, self-sustaining cell that supposedly never, ever needs to plug into a wall. The source document lays out this unapologetically bold vision for an energy unit that operates totally outside the boundaries of conventional finite chemistry.
That brings us right to the star of the show, the SGB cell. Now, SGB stands for shungite, graphene, and boron. According to the inventor's white paper, this blueprint claims we can ditch volatile chemistry altogether, so absolutely no lithium, no sodium, and no liquid electrolytes. Instead, the document proposes what it calls vibration alchemy. The idea is that it's designed to continuously harvest ambient vibrations, thermal chaos, and even zero-point whispers to generate infinite energy.
Now, how does this living crystal heart actually work? Well, the author breaks it down into a three-step vibrational engine. Step 1. The shungite core acts like a giant antenna, capturing the Earth's natural hum, or its piezoelectric vibes. Step 2. Microscopic boron tunnels tune those exact vibrations to a specific 528 Hz frequency, which the author calls the flower of life resonance. And finally, step 3, a graphene lattice takes that tuned energy and channels the electrons infinitely with zero degradation. The text claims it essentially vibrates forever, kept alive by nothing more than body heat, the wind, or just footsteps passing by.
Okay, but here's where the blueprint gets completely staggering. When we think of modern EV batteries, we instantly think of massive gigafactories and billions of dollars in infrastructure, right? Well, this blueprint claims the SGB cell can be 3D printed straight from a G-code file in a standard, everyday garage. The print time? Exactly 47 minutes. And the cost to produce this eternally lasting battery to take on the multi-billion-dollar giants? $4. Literally, $4.
Section 1. Crushing the competition. Let's see how the SGB cell supposedly stacks up against the rest of the industry.
The source text draws a pretty aggressive comparison here against real-world giants. On one side, you have finite chemical batteries. Think the standard Tesla lithium-ion, marked as needing daily charges with an energy density of roughly 300 watt-hours per kilogram. Then there's the MIT Sodium Air Lab concept, sitting at 750 watt-hours per kilogram, which the author criticizes because it needs to hit a scorching 150 degrees Celsius just to operate. But then look at the SGB crystal, claiming an absolutely insane 10,000 plus watt-hours per kilogram and a self-sustain rating that simply says never dies.
When you put those energy density numbers side by side, the disparity is just off the charts. The text uses this bold color coding system: red for obsolete, yellow for decent, green for unbeatable. In the document, the Tesla lithium-ion is flat out labeled as red, obsolete technology. The SBG cell, on the other hand, isn't just green. The text elevates it to the literal status of immortal god tech.
It gets even more interesting when the author specifically targets a highly anticipated solid-state battery company, Donut Labs. The text actually acknowledges Donut Labs as the production king, pointing out its impressive 400 watt-hours per kilogram and that incredible 100,000 cycle lifespan they use in things like Verge motorcycles. But then, the document instantly follows that up by stating the SGB cell laughs at it with infinite vibes. I mean, why settle for 100,000 cycles, the author argues, when vibration alchemy offers an eternal lifespan where you literally never have to charge it?
Section 2. The Eternal Road Trip. Taking this from the theoretical lab to a real-world hypothetical, going all the way from Chicago to California.
So for that massive 2,200-mile cross-country drive, forget dragging around a 700-kilogram EV battery pack. According to the blueprint's specific calculations, you would only need one single ping-pong-sized cell, and the weight? Exactly 235 grams. It's so tiny, the author notes it could easily just sit right inside your glove box.
And it completely rewrites vehicle architecture.
Instead of a massive chassis packed with battery cells, the entire engine bay becomes just a small 10 by 10 centimeter crystal slab. That slab wirelessly powers disc hub motors tucked right inside the wheels. The resulting metrics are wild. Unlimited range, absolutely zero charging stops, and the ability to sustain speeds of 300 miles per hour. The text enthusiastically points out you could drive from Chicago to California, back again, and then to the moon without the crystal ever stopping its eternal hum.
Section 3. Aesthetic and Architecture. Let's look at the vehicle design specifically around this cell, the SGB Hyper Motorcycle.
The text paints a wildly vivid picture of this living engineering. Imagine a sleek frame crafted out of matte obsidian carbon fiber and polished liquid silver alloys. But instead of a mechanical engine block in the center, there's a transparent quartz polycarbonate housing. Inside sits the SBG core, which the author describes as looking literally alive. It floats in a superchemical gel, vibrating and shimmering like a trapped nebula, and giving off this rhythmic, bioluminescent glow in deep cyan and violet. The text even mentions thin light leaks escaping the seams, casting a glow onto the pavement just to signal that the zero-point energy is continuously flowing.
The rider experience is pure sci-fi, too. Hovering 6 inches above the handlebars is a translucent augmented reality interface. It shows a minimalist speedometer locked at 300 miles per hour, and right next to it, a 3D wave chart constantly displaying that 528 Hz frequency to visually prove to the rider that the energy never, ever drops. In fact, the energy depletion graph is just a perfect, unwavering flat line stuck at 100% infinity. No charging ports on this bike, no plugs, no wires, just a completely smooth design built around the never-charge breakthrough.
The blueprint is set. The energy is infinite. The world is watching. That quote from Luis Manuel Ortiz Inostroza really just nails the sheer passion and unapologetic science fiction-like ambition behind this entire document. He is totally, utterly convinced that this garage-printed $4 crystal is the definitive end of traditional energy limitations.
So, as we wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with a massive what-if from the materials we've explored. The text teases some pretty crazy applications. Things like powering a crystal brain, healing wounds, or running a flyer at Mach 27 forever. If we really could harvest ambient thermal chaos and zero-point energy with a $4 crystal cell, how would an infinite battery reshape your world? What else would we build if we never ever had to plug anything in again? Keep that question in mind. Thank you so much for hanging out and exploring this incredible blueprint with me, and I'll catch you in the next one.